Hello everybody and welcome to my film corner, my movie corner in my room. Of course, this is the room where I have a lot of movies, like loads of movies everywhere. But of course, I already showed that a little bit in the other video. And I just want to show a couple of movies I have been watching in the last week or so. I mean, I don't collect movies because they are rare. Of course, I have rare movies, of course, on VHS, mostly. But I also have like mainstream movies. And this was definitely a mainstream movie. I'm talking about Torrente, and it's a comedy that was done in the late 90s. I mean, there's also a second part, third part, fourth part. And I rewatched this movie this week, and it's still as funny as it in the late 90s. I mean, this is like a macho man, like quite a dirty one too. And he's a racist, but he's maybe an alcoholic, I guess. And before he worked for the police force, but he got fired. But he got involved in a mission, and then in his city where he's living. And there he's also used his father, to make money, begging on the streets. But in the meantime, he's investigating some Chinese that are dealing with drugs in Madrid. And it's a very funny, and it's a very popular movie. I mean, maybe people outside Spain also watched it, but it's a very popular movie. We also watched again these three amazing movies in my opinion. And yes, I don't have to talk much about them, I guess. The guy lost his identity. He doesn't know who he is. But of course he's a spy. And of course you will find out about that, like little by little. And there's three movies. There's a fourth movie without Matt Damon. And then there is a comeback movie where he plays Bourne again. And this saga of movies was also like a book, of course, was based on a book. And during the 80s, they made already a movie about Bourne, but of course with Richard Chamberlain, that I always loved. And here you could see, of course, that this Jason Bourne. And later, of course, it became Matt Damon. He became Jason Bourne. We also watched these two amazing movies from the 90s again. So many great movies came out in the 90s. And these were, of course, big movies. So many great actors are in here. Val Kilmer died not long ago, like you all know. And for the first time, you could see Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in one movie. Al Pacino was the cop and Robert De Niro was the bad guy. Great action, great storyline. It was a little bit different film that we filmed like we were used to. There's a lot of background information about them. And Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, the characters were not really different. They were really alike in many ways. And this one by John Travolta from 1998 was amazing. I mean, it's an amazing storyline. It's also a true story, actually. That's why it makes it even more interesting. He has to defend some people that lost their children because some water was contaminated in the village, And of course, he has to fight against a multinational, two big multinationals actually, and then together with his with some other lawyers, and they put everything online. You know, all their own assets they put, you know, to make this court case going. You know, it's like they really sacrifice so much. You know, personally sacrifice. You know, to win the case against those big corporative companies. This is a very funny movie, again with two great actors. And in Spanish it was Dos Duros sobre Ruedas, but it's Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man. I think that's the original title of the movie. He was Harley Davidson, Mickey Rourke, and Don Johnson was the Marlboro Man. And here we have music of Bon Jovi. I mean, the first song you hear, and you hear practically the whole song. It's what's the name of the song? Wanted Dead or Alive. I think that was the song they play, you know, from the beginning to the end. And also we have LA Guns in here, and Black Eyed Susan. You know, that is the singer of Britney Fox. You know, after the second album, he formed Black Eyed Susan, and there is a song by that band also, you know, on the soundtrack CD, but also in the movie you can hear it. And the Elegant song, you also can hear it during the movie. Here you can see the synopsis. And the last one I want to show, again music related, very much music related. This movie came out in 1974, a very controversial movie, because back then Alice Cooper, not only him but all the band, Alice Cooper band, they were totally on drugs all the time, and they made this crazy road movie type of thing with a guy trying to find them and hurt them back, because they hurt that guy at the beginning of the movie by destroying his movie display. You know, I mean, you have to watch it to understand it. You know, I'm not so good in explaining things in English, but this movie was banned actually at many theaters back then, and it was recorded during the live 1973 the Beyond Dollar Babies tour. And this is just a great movie to look at, especially of course the live images. A lot of them are quite shocking, you know, but yeah, he was a real deal back then. He was like the Marilyn Manson of the 70s, you know. But of course, the better version of that, because his music was much better. Look at all the great songs, the set list. Especially, very special part is During Sick Things, Dead Babies, and I Love the Dead. Those three songs make kind of a trilogy on stage. There's like horror on stage. It's like crazy, but well done. Really, really cool. And this DVD I talk about, Good to See You Again, came together with this concert, Brutally Live, in this box. You see? Well, you got two, maybe you can still find it somewhere, two cool DVDs, you know, in one box. It's a very cool release. And okay, everybody, I'm going to stop recording now. And I hope you like my video corner again. And stay metal, everybody. In the background, of course, you have Lizzie Borden with Love You to Pieces.